We are connecting to the real internet on Sunday morning. Finally, after a bit of a delay, what was the delay for, James? I don't recall. Do you remember what happened?
Just a little absent-mindedness.
Yeah. Eric, did you forget something? Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I forgot several things, but the most important one was that we had a game session today.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Right.
Our special edition.
Yeah, it's a special issue, and it's all about your character, and I'm so stoked you forgot that.
One part of my brain kept saying, there's a game thing this weekend, and the other part of my brain kept saying, no, we're between weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're back here.
I blame my brain.
Yeah, so we're back here on Mythicade. We're blaming your brain. Some updates. We got new audio hardware, and it seems like that configuration's working okay. Hopefully we don't get any jitter. If you guys happen to be out there in Chatland and you hear it, then fuck my life. I give up. Yeah, but we've one-upped our, or I should say level-upped our setup here, so we have a little bit more interactivity and some other things, so that'll be getting better over the months to come. But yeah, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time because we've lost a lot of time, and I do have a bit of a hard stop. So we're going to start out, first of all, by turning down the chill step music just a little bit because it's just too chill. So we find ourselves in Freedom City on a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Red Rocket is off tending to his human body. And you don't know where, but Block's girl has taken an Uber somewhere. So she's not around either. And you're there sort of at your stronghold. Be curious to know, what is it that you guys are up to? Is Mordred sitting around reading? What's happening?
Little experiment. It's like, go find Spectral Avenger and just find out how my sword interacts with him if he's willing to try it. Just here, touch this.
So you find Spectral Avenger.
I don't know if this works on Ghost or not.
So you find Spectral Avenger sitting there watching television in the break room on your IKEA furniture, which already has like this ectoplasm kind of smear all over it from him sitting there. That's like his spot, you know. So yeah, Donovan, he walks
Claimed
in.
my chair.
Yeah, so he walks in and addresses you, pulls out his crazy sword.
I don't see any harm in that. So I just reach out a finger and touch it.
It sizzles, and it hurts.
Yank my finger back.
Yeah, it's just like, like it's seared. You feel like, that little bite of mortality that you felt when you were near that Voidcaster gun thing.
I yanked my finger back.
Yeah, and
I think it works on ghosts.
There's this sort of vapor slowly kind of rising up from where you guys did that. It's like part of Donovan in a way.
In the spirit of being fair, you can try out whatever mind control stuff I've seen you do. See if you can get me.
Why?
Well, if someone else does it to me, I think it might be a good defense if you just take over and don't let them murder our friends.
Never thought of competing mind control before, but okay. I'll give it a whirl.
So you're just about to do that. Go ahead and give me a roll. Let's see what that looks like. And actually, I'm going to try this little fanciness that we've got here, making the die roller a little more visible, ostensibly. There we go. Go ahead. Let's have a mind control. What is it? He has to oppose that with spirits. Right?
Smarts.
Smarts. Okay.
Yes.
Is Mordred
smarts-based.
smart?
Average, I guess.
Oh, that's really weird because it's not full. It's not showing. Fail on that. Sorry, guys. So Mordred's wild die. You roll a 10, right? And so he's Spectral Avenger. You're sort of staring. What are you trying to get him to do? What do you say in his head?
Jump up and down like a monkey.
You hear this as he stares at you, and his eyes kind of flare with that sort of sinister, ghostly energy. It's like this sort of green light that kind of sprays out on either side of his kind of bluish form. How do you respond to that as you hear that in your head?
Do I actually hear the command, or is it just like I feel something? It's like
you hear it loud. You feel this sort of like tingle, and there's almost this push of will. But yeah, you hear it like kind of echoey. And does it sound scary? Does it sound scary, Donovan, or is it just friendly? Like what is that voice?
Commanding. Just commanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not. Or maybe at least not this time, but I felt it.
So
I would imagine to the person who is unable to resist it, it's probably scary because they hear the command and then they may or may not want to do it.
Like ending up in a backseat in your own body as it does something.
Yeah, kind of, yes. Although Donovan can, if he chooses, manipulate the victim's memories so that they don't remember what they did under mind control.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter because most of the time they blow their own brains out at the end of it.
There's that, yes.
So representing your failure, Donovan, you feel this sudden distraction. And Mordred, this isn't lost on you either. The commercial break on the television show that that Donovan was watching is a talk show. It's the Michael Endover show. And you get this, like, the studio applauding, or studio audience applauding, and the camera's kind of surfing back.
Might need a better last name.
Yeah, it's got this sort of, the graphic that pops up. And he's sitting there with this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous woman. She's probably, you'd guess, in her maybe early 30s, but super polished. She's got like this perfect chocolate skin, these kind of interesting henna-style tattoos on her hands, and she's just sitting there all put together. And he comes back and basically says, so we're returning from our commercial break here with Madame Zara, the medium to the stars. And, before the break, we were talking about something that's really fascinating. Madame Zara, let's pick up where we left off, shall we? And she kind of smiles. Her smile, Mordred, you feel it. You physically feel it. You're just like, holy shit. And she's got this really gorgeous, and I can't do an island accent. I'm not going to try because I'll ruin it, but she's got this beautiful island accent. Actually, I probably will try a little bit, but she basically says, sometimes the dead, they need to connect with the living to stay here. They will be bound to a place, but more often a person. This is why you find ghosts often come to children, because what is more alive than a child? And he's, that's fascinating. Yes, that's very fascinating. And so how does one break that bond? Well, the ghost would have to become strong enough to move on its own. And is that possible? Do you really think that exorcisms are about banishing? No, they're about enabling and empowering ghosts to move on. And we're talking ghosts here, not demons, right? Is there a difference? Is a demon not just a ghost with ill intent? And he kind of laughs, there's sort of thing, and she says, this is why I specialize in working with the haunted and not in finding ghosts, because sometimes the answer's with them. So there's a little bit more talk, but in general, so how are you reacting to this, Donovan? Like if Mordred's looking at you, what is he seeing? Is your interest piqued, or are you just chilling?
Mildly curious, because for every one of those kind of people that's out there that's legit, there's probably 99 that are not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're just kind of watching. And Mordred, what about you?
It's like initially, like when I get like that impression I got of her, I was like, I think that woman might be a sorceress or a witch.
He says.
She might be really into this stuff.
But is she a good witch or a bad witch?
Well, I think they're all bad.
So you kind of reconnect to this, and he's basically like, so before we move on, why don't you tell everyone out there in TV land how they can get in touch with you if you wanted to have a personal consultation? And she speaks up and she says, they could come to my office down by the boardwalk, or they could call this number. And there's a number that's flashed up on the screen, and a website as well, a Twitter handle, Instagram handle, all these sorts of things. Just kind of her whole socials just sort of splashed out. By the way, good morning, Thorg. You're up early. Oh, no, you're not. It's 12. Not good morning. Good afternoon. So all this stuff flashes up there. And then, basically there's a sort of segue where Michael Endover moves away from this to the person who, the most pierced freak of nature ever to exist, a longtime member of the Jim Rose sideshow, blah, 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 kind of thing. And he's got some sort of strange name, but he basically flashes up a picture, and he's just literally looks like a Christmas tree. He's so decorated. So anyway, the show concludes, or that segment concludes. I'm sorry.
You realize if she has an office by the boardwalk, she caters to tourists.
I think it'd at least be interesting, if not helpful.
Do you want to go speak to her then?
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of been looking at ways to untether you from me to... You can't hang around me for your entire own life.
It might get old.
Every priest I've ever mentioned, and this too, has been too eager to send you to hell, so I doubt you want that.
I'm not ready for that yet. Still have too much to do.
And if you get your freedom, it'd be easier to look into the dirtbag that did this.
Yes, it would.
I'm re-rolling some dice real quick. Don't mind me. I'm just doing it to get the... Okay.
Because I haven't heard much from the cops about your case either.
All right, if you want to talk to her. Likely wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, we'll take a trip out to the boardwalk.
So you turn, you kind of walk in to get your street clothes on or whatever, and literally just slip in dog shit. There's like a little turd there looks fairly recent, and it just smears into your slipper or whatever footwear you're wearing as you realize that thankfully Red Rocket's not here. No need to role play the cleaning up of the dog turds, but you take your.
But we should install a doggy door.
Exactly right.
Or could live up to being a person and use a toilet. He's capable of it.
Sometimes I think he has too much entertainment at being a dog.
So, you leave the stronghold. Mordred, how are you dressed? Are you you're not in your armor and shit, right?
No, it's just like jeans, a t-shirt, and boots.
Okay. Are you riding the official motorcycle, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Horse might get a lot of notice.
Mm-hmm.
So you proceed to take a drive across, down along South River. You should be able to see. You see the map, right? That's what's showing to you guys. Okay, good. What did I just do? Okay, sorry, that was weird. No,
You made it tiny.
yeah, no, it's fucking. The touchpad on this machine is dying. I need to make it proper size. So the South River basically. Yoink. That looks about right. There we go. We'll deal with that. The South River, that's going to fuck up every overlay ever because this is usually just a static size. Anyway, so the South River, it's very heavily trafficked. There's boats coming and going, commercial vessels. There's like river tours and things like that going on. The boardwalk there is along the southern shore. So you kind of, you said you do take your motorcycle?
Yeah.
And Donovan, do you try to be invisible, or how's that play out? Does it look like he's just cruising along in a t-shirt with a ghost hanging on the back of his motorcycle?
No, I might as well be invisible for the drive through town.
Okay, well, let me see how that works for you. See if it plays out as intended. You have to manifest that, right?
It's a power. I just can't use it in conjunction with certain other powers.
Okay. So
I only have to manifest switching between corporeal and incorporeal.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Without effort, he's permanently incorporeal.
Understood. So, yeah, you make the drive. Traffic's a little frustrating today. It's, again, Wednesday, kind of, later lunch crowd. There's a lot of business traffic going on as you cruise past the theater district and kind of come along, across the bridge, the Mona Glen Bridge there, and make your way. You see the boardwalk, yeah, just kind of pinging right there, I'm assuming.
I mean, I have it on the screen. I don't see your ping.
Because my browser's stupid. All right. So you arrive, you park, motorcycle parking, kind of pull up, you get up walking like a normal as you approach. The boardwalk is this just, really nice area that's manicured, trees and little very carefully designed architectural potting and stuff like that. And this really nice cement, but, boardwalk. There's a Ferris wheel there. There's a couple of other, very compact thrill rides, like sort of one of those vertical, sort of like Dr. Doom's, the hydraulic stomach evacuator or whatever that thing's called. But yeah, you pull up, and it's a tourist attraction for sure. There are some arcades there, bunch of restaurants and bars, and even on a Wednesday afternoon, right in the middle of, say, I don't know what we were playing, say it's April, it's pretty busy. So what do you do?
I'll wander around and look for that Madame Zara's little business.
Okay. So you walk around. Why don't you give me a notice check? Let's see if your search is...
8 on the wild.
Okay, so the wild die saves you, as often is the case, unfortunately. Good for you. So you're looking around, and you don't see like a prominent sign, but you catch this sort of subtopic. It's like a very small, like an antique mall kind of thing. And they have like the little names of the shops that if you rent space in the antique mall, you can put your little tiny plaque there. And you see this plaque that says, Madame Zara's Fortune and Paranormal Counseling.
Oh, there's the place.
You point to it, and so Spectral Avenger, you see this as well. You're kind of like, wow, this is really strange. Give me a notice check on your side, please. Spectral Avenger. So primary die gives you what you need there. So you kind of look, and there's something kind of odd about the door as you're looking at it. The door into this place, into the antique mall. And think of it, it's like those the places in St. Augustine, right, where You go in, it looks like a normal storefront. You go in, and it's a hallway, and on either side, there's sort of little stalls or stores. Mm-hmm. Some of them glassed in, some of them not. You can see through the glass door, but there's something bizarre about it. Like it seems to be kind of like warbling a little bit, almost like a reflection in water, if the water were barely moving.
There's something unusual about the door. Like, I don't know, an enchantment or a gateway or something. It's just something not real about it.
Well, that seems perhaps promising.
Maybe.
What do? You're there in front of
it. Does it feel like weird as I like reach out and try to go in?
No, so you have no idea what he's saying. So your experience is this is a very well-worn metal frame glass door, with a pull handle, and above it there's actually sort of a roll of like the garage door, right? So they can close it in at the evening and you just kind of shut it down. Thorg says portal to hell. So you open the door. There's no chime or anything like that because again, this is like a doorway into the hallway. Mm-hmm. The hallway itself is pretty wide, so the door opens in the middle. There's kind of a little window on either side of the door. There's an umbrella rack there where you can drop your umbrella if it's raining. The first shop on your left is like this good-sized candy place. And then to your right, there's a 4-stall antique barn is what it's called, and it's occupied by a bunch of furniture and shit. But no, it doesn't seem to be unusual. Other than that, you open the door.
Any more weird stuff in here?
Inside you move in
like to Donovan.
Okay, gotcha.
Do I notice anything else unusual?
I don't know. Do you? What do the dice say? What did the dice say?
Probably not much.
No, yeah, you're kind of looking around, and first of all, you're not inside, right? You're still just looking at it. He's opened the door, and he's like, kind of anything else weird?
Not
funny
from
thing,
the outside.
Yeah, as he opens the door, though, one thing does stand out. This warbly area doesn't move. It's not the door. It's in front of the door or where the door is, but it's not part of the door.
Whatever's strange about the door is not the door itself. It's the area. It's the portal.
Okay. Well, I'll walk on through and see if anything happens.
Okay. Give me a what's your let's say give me a 1d10 roll. Of course. So you can roll it again if you want, but it doesn't matter. You aced on that one. So you walk through. You feel a weird sort of almost staticky thing, but you're not sure if it's psychosomatic as you pass through. And of course, you would have to kind of let the door go as you pass through because it kind of opens out. So, Donovan, what do you do?
I'll try to. Well, I can't stop the door from closing. I will try to reach into that area, see if it has, with just one hand, see if it has any effect or impact.
Give me a. So, are you just trying to touch it, or are you trying to reach through it?
Start with a touch.
Okay.
And if that doesn't have any impact, then reach through.
I would hold the door. Because essentially he's a person to me. I'm holding the door for nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I would think
if he holds the door, then yeah, just try to put my hand through the warbly area.
Okay.
See what happens.
So you first said you start with
slowly.
a touch, right? Yeah. So
yes.
As you touch it, the ripple goes the whole facade of the building. It's like more concentrated here, right? But it's like, just think of a reflection, a very calm pool, and then if something tiny caused ripples across it, and it happens the entire facade of this place.
Okay.
And as you push your hand through it, I'm going to need a spirit check, please. Nice.
So is this like a resistance to powers or just a check? Because I get a +2 on checks.
This is a resistance. So
to like a power?
Yes.
Okay. Because for some reason the book specifies powers versus tests.
Yeah.
Okay. So 7.
Yeah. So basically, as you push through, you feel this sudden, like, kind of foreboding feeling, like almost a wave of nausea. But then you push through it, and literally, your wrist starts to just ooze ectoplasm. You see for a brief second, Mordred, as he pushes his hand through, a very fleshy, normal skin tone as well, hand, and it just kind of, it like flares into existence, but then goes right out, but right at the join, like where his wrist is. So if his arm's like this, and the field is here, it's just fleshy and just dripping goo.
Like a cross section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You okay? I can see some of you as you come in.
Does it hurt or
No, but you look down at Mordred's feet, and it's just like.
I'll go ahead and walk through it.
Okay, so you walk through it. Picture, if you will, like a sheet of warm water, like really warm water, and just like a smooth running sheet, vertical, and you walk through that, and you just feel it wash over you. And Mordred, it's just like, it's just like,
oh, gross.
You hear this little girl sort of behind you in the hallway, like down further in the candy store. Mommy, there's a man! And you see this woman kind of looks out the window and looks at you. Doesn't really notice the goo on the floor, but notices you standing there holding the door. And she's like, "What, honey, don't stare. Turns her back around. Just look at candy. That's what we came here for, right? but the man, he came through and he blew his nose everywhere, he says. So, yeah. So anyway. So as you move through, what do you do after? And Donovan is now back to being sort of more or less see-through, and the lighting in here makes him almost. Well, you were invisible before, weren't you? So
he's invisible. I just kind of last time I heard him speak, it was behind me, so I just held the door for a bit. And
okay, yeah. So
it was apparent that he crossed the threshold when he left the pool of goo.
Yeah. It's on your boots. So what do you? What do you?
Unusual.
You are inside the antique mall. Yeah.
Well, getting more and more interesting here.
Yes. I'm
see
not sure if that's good or not.
You go candy shopping? Is that what you do?
No, I'm good. What's the worst that could happen to you? And I
already dead.
Turn and walk and look for the store proper.
Okay. Yeah. So you wander along. There's a mix of shops here, right? There's a few antique stalls, some clearly focusing on furniture, some focusing on more like sort of art and decorative stuff, and it's like a comic book spot, which is kind of ironic as you go through there. It's like your typical like Renegers or something, like an antique mall. At the very end, and in just this little tiny alcove of a storefront, you see there's a door, obviously, and a little window which looks into what looks to be like your great grandmother's sitting room. Right, it's got this old. You're kind of looking through the window, right, and it says, Madame Zara's, and on the front, and these kind of flamboyant letters. But inside, you can see like a stick of incense burning, and you can see kind of like all these rugs, and the art on the walls is really kind of mismatched and odd, and the whole room has a very claustrophobic feeling. You notice on either side of the window as well, there are these big heavy curtains that are probably meant to be closed when she's with a client or whatever.
Is it the familiar vibe of someone that's been around a long time and just has a collection of stuff that I might be familiar with there?
Give me a notice roll. Let's see what you're familiar with about this. Oh,
wait a minute.
That's not right.
Yeah. 6 plus 1.
Yeah,
6 plus 1. Why didn't it turn green? It's supposed to turn green.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe because the last one was a 1?
I don't know. No.
The green and the red cancel? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. So, yeah, you're looking around, and there's quite a lot, actually, Mordred. There is Geez, just in this room, you'd say there's probably $10 million worth of stuff. It's exquisite. And the other thing you notice with that notice roll is there's no price tags on anything in here. It's set up to be used. It's set up in a way so there's a table in the center. There's something under what would appear to be what is a piece of silk cloth with tassels around it. And it's got kind of this sort of paisley pattern. But yeah, just kind of looking in the window, you notice that. You notice also there's a fine china cup of tea with it. Well, you don't know what's in it, but there's a teapot and a tea set there on the table as well.
But I mean, it's like a varied collection of stuff from lots of places at lots of time periods.
Yeah, the point being she's either incredibly wealthy, which is possible, but you'd think she'd have a nicer office.
Yeah.
Right? Or yeah, maybe, I don't know if she's been around a while, but she's got it. Maybe she's a thief. You don't know.
No, this is quite a collection, speaking to Donovan.
Yeah. Do you just stand outside?
Head on in.
Okay. So you reach for the handle. Interestingly, it's not open. There's no sign to indicate that it's open or closed, but you kind of turn there's nothing in there. There is, however, a knocker on the door.
Oh, I'll try that.
Okay.
Maybe she's closed.
So you knock.
Maybe she requires appointments.
Well, that could be the case, but we'll see if she's in.
So within a few moments, a young man, you'd say, well, young man, like, early teens, kind of comes moving from the back, probably where most of these other places would store their stock or whatever, like maybe just a little back office or something. He comes from back there. He's chewing something. You can see that as he approaches. Whatever it is very gummy because he's working at it as he kind of undoes some locks and opens the door. Can I help you? He says. He's a little bit shorter than you, Mordred, but not much. Wiry.
Hey, I'm interested in chatting with Madame Zara. I have an issue she might be able to help me with.
Oh, yeah? You got an appointment?
No, but it's probably more interesting than the stuff she normally deals with.
Yeah, is that right? Well, she ain't here yet. She's going to be coming back soon. Obviously grew up locally. Handsome guy, wiry thin, but tall. A little bit of a fade, kind of dressed in urban clothes, but not over the top. But he's got in his other hand, he's basically got a clipboard with a whole bunch of paper on it. It's like he's doing some kind of inventory or something along those lines.
Maybe the talk show was live.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
He kind of looks at Mordred because Mordred's mouth's not moving, and he said, "You ventriloquist or something?"
No, but I think you might be beginning to understand the issue I have.
His eyes get real big. You some kind of crackpot? Look, my mom was just on TV this morning, and you probably saw that, right? That's what it is. Yeah. Well, if you're looking for an autograph or something, you just make an appointment because Look, I told her this had happened. She should stay off the damn TV.
I think you can use some clarity on the situation, Donovan, out loud to no one apparently, to him at least.
Okay. Yo, my name's not Donovan.
He has a ghost problem, and I let myself become visible.
I'm going to write, that's the episode title, the working title of this episode. He has a ghost problem. Right on. So give me a spirit check for him. He's going to be a 1D. He's a feisty guy. He's going to be a 1D6. So give me a 1D6 check, somebody. No. He drops the, he's mid chewing. He's like, "Bruh!" You see some kind of candy or taffy or some kind of stuff in there. But he drops the clipboard and jumps back, and he's like, oh Lord.
It's like, relax. Don't worry. It's going to be okay.
No, he's terrified. He just literally shoves the door shut. Then you hear the lock go.
That went poorly.
You see him run toward the back. Right? And you kind of looking through the window there, you can see him pulling his phone out of his pocket. He's on the phone, pacing back and forth, and he keeps looking out like, oh shit, he's still there, kind of thing. like. What do you guys do in the meantime?
I hope you're calling your mom because I would really like to talk to her.
You shout.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear from behind you. Is there some kind of problem?
No, just having some scheduling difficulties here.
You turn, and there's this little old guy there, and he's got the thickest glasses ever. He's got this wispy white hair. He's obviously come from the antique spot across the way. It seems like maybe you didn't have an appointment. Maybe you should go about your business. I saw all that. What's the problem?
It's hard to explain, but yeah, I was trying to make an appointment.
Well, I think you should try to explain. Otherwise I'm calling the police.
All right. I'll just walk away.
You note that you're a good foot taller than this guy, this little kind of decrepit old man.
That's a really tiny dude because Mordred's not very tall.
Yeah, it's the osteoporosis or whatever.
Hans Mole Man.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you just leave, or what?
Yeah, just go back towards the entrance.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably still within whatever radius Donovan has to operate if he wants to mess around.
Yeah. Yeah. So you notice the ectoplasm has, that stuff dissipates to some degree, but it does leave like a film. It's sort of like it almost like vaporizes or something. But you get back to the entrance and just wait around by the candy store or something.
Maybe we should call.
Yeah, I'll whip out a cell phone and try calling the number.
Okay, you do. Whip out your cell phone, call the number. I'm assuming you took a picture of the television. And you've got, of course, all the social media as well.
Yeah.
Rings. It's about 5 times. Do you let it keep ringing or what?
Yeah, I've got nothing else to do. I'll go in the candy store, have it ringing, buy a candy bar.
Yeah, so you in there, oh man, there's so much candy here. Yeah, so you're wandering around. Donovan, you are visible?
Since I haven't thought to not be, yes.
Give me a notice check, please, at D4.
D4, I'm sorry. So that's not my notice check, that's somebody else's.
Yeah, that's somebody else's notice
sorry.
check. Okay.
wrong.
Okay, I thought that exploded on the D4. Okay, cool. So you're lucky. I was representing a sort of a mass roll, and I would have done a D6 to see how many customers noticed you. So I think there's this moment where, Mordred, you pick up a candy bar and you're checking it out, and you kind of look, and there's this ghost hovering there, like watching your shop for candy. What do you do?
Like not Donovan?
No, it's Donovan, but he's just right there, and you're kind of you're like right next to you. There's this older gentleman, and he's got a little basket, just with all kinds of candy, probably like for the grandkids or something. But so he's there, and like literally, you feel like he's about to look up at any second. He's going through those little butterscotch candies, checking them out.
Yeah, rather than like talking to him directly, like signal that I can see you.
At that, I will make myself invisible.
I love these things. Guy looks up at you and, you like these things?
What is it? No, they're terrible.
He looks over. He looks over your shoulder just as you say that, and Donovan's like, and he pulls down his glasses and, hey, did you? You don't like these things? He throws one back. Always did. Always did. He kind of walks away, minds his own business. So you're in there. After about 8 rings. Hello? Whoever's on the other side is kind of breathy, like breathy.
Hello, I'd like to schedule an appointment with Madame Zara for consultation.
Yeah. Right. He seems real scattered. You do recognize the voice. It's a kid that answered the door.
Yeah.
Hang on. she's going to be back this afternoon, but she's not taking appointments this afternoon. Okay, so first of all, what kind of appointment is this? Is this you want your fortune read, or is this spiritual counseling?
Spiritual counseling.
Give me a notice check, please, Eric, for him. D4. Again. Okay, good. Yeah, right. It's popular. Hey, did you see her on TV?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, so let me see. Next appointment I have is tomorrow around 11:15, or I could do any time after 3 p.m.
11:15.
Okay. And what's your name, sir?
James Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. And his cell phone number, is this a good number to reach you on?
Yeah.
Okay, got that. Excellent. So could I please have an email? We will send you a series of disclaimers and waivers for your counseling appointment. You can sign them online in our patient portal, he says.
Give him like the junk email address I would use.
Okay. It's like, what is it? Come on. What is it?
Excalibur@whatever.com.
Yes. But like the E is a 3, so it's like, elite. Awesome. Yeah. So you give him that. He has you spell it. And you point out with a 3 and all that stuff. Okay, gotcha. So there's a cancellation fee, $20 if you don't show up. You cancel within 24 hours. There'd be no charge. Could you give me just a quick summary of what it is you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to see if I can resolve an issue with some kind of spiritual haunting I've got going on here.
Yeah, I know what you mean, he says. All right, well, you are all set for 11:15. Madam Zara will see you then. You know how to find us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You just remember MadamZaraMedium.com if you need to change anything. All right?
Cool.
All right, you have a nice day. And he hangs up like quick. Like he's like trying to get off the phone as fast as possible. What do you guys do?
Oh, we got an appointment. We can come back tomorrow. Give that kid some time to cool off.
If we must.
Oh, come on. You're not intrigued by all this? All that, whatever that weirdness was by the doorway and the...
I'm intrigued, but I wonder how often his mother actually does this for him to be freaked out so badly.
So, pack it in and head back.
Yeah.
Wait for the next day.
So you do. Do you do any research in the meanwhile? Do you look into it? Do you kind of head back to HQ?
Yeah, I check out the patient portal and make sure all the stuff is in line.
Thorg says Arthur's boy toy at infoserve.net. It's too soon. So I'm sorry. What did you say you look into?
Oh, to make sure we do all the paperwork properly. Check into the patient portal.
Well, you gave her a bullshit email address, but you use it, so it's like
an actual one. Yeah,
okay,
it's like
got it. Yeah, got it. So you log in, and there's like floods of emails in there. Ads for this and that, and just other things. And this one jumps out at you. You see it. It's a legit register for a patient portal, and takes you through this whole process. Are you honest with the information you provide, or no?
No, just honest as this, so it's consistent with the alias I've used.
Okay. So you do. You put that in. What do you put in terms of the description of the problem? What do you put in there?
Oh, I asked, what do you think I should put there, Donovan?
Go ahead and put you're being haunted by a ghost.
All right.
Because in fact you are right now.
I think I'll make a note that it's not malevolent.
Okay.
Yes, you're being haunted by a friendly ghost.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
So, so you look into, you said you do research. Do you look into her business? Do you anything specific, or just fill out the paperwork and get ready for the appointment? How do you put it?
Yeah. The Google search on her name and that business, and
Okay, yeah. So you find a couple of articles. There's a few blog posts, and it looks like she came onto this specific scene, the spiritual counseling scene, about 6 months ago. Before that, and there is a lot of controversy, to Donovan's point, so much controversy about the fact that for all these years, she's basically been a carnival-style medium. More recently operating out of the boardwalk, she's been around there for about 2 years. But supposedly for the last 20 years or something has been doing that. So you find that. Give me that's sort of surface level stuff. So whatever this spiritual counseling thing is new, and it seems like there's a bit of a social media push around it as well, which is surprising to you. Maybe that kid helps with that. You don't know. Give me a notice check and see if you can go deeper. It's gonna be a little tough. So -2.
I would probably at least be shoulder surfing. So, a 0.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're shoulder surfing.
So if there's any way I can help, let me know. Otherwise,
Well, you could have negated the 2 for helping, I would say, but I mean, yeah, this
wouldn't have made a difference.
No, so you dig around. You do find some. There's a couple of memes that some people have made, of her. Recent, within the last few hours, with her picture, and it's some of them are focused more on her physical attractiveness, and some of them are more sort of hateful around her being a charlatan or whatever, that sort of stuff. So yeah, you didn't make the super cool connection that you could have made. Sorry, no second chances here. What do you do? So how do you spend the day? Can you guys go for a walk in the park and hold hands or something? What do you?
Like, I know you have that thing where you can turn people into popsicles. I know you can do mind control stuff. Anything else in your bag of tricks? Or an ace you just want to keep up your sleeve just in case and not tell anyone?
I can make them afraid of me.
Well, that seems to be the normal reaction.
Being dead, I'm very hard to kill again.
You hope, anyway.
So far.
Yeah. Well, if this doesn't pan out, I was thinking there might be some kind of super science that Burnfinger and maybe Red Rocket, if he's capable of it still, could transfer you into a robot body.
That sounds interesting, but I don't know if it would be practical.
There are advantages, I guess.
I mean, I can, after all, pass through doors and walls. That would be hard to do with a robot body.
Not if you could. Yeah, if you go fast enough. You just go right through. Nice. So you spend the rest of the day just kind of, lazing around, doing whatever you might do. The news is pretty quiet.
If I have nothing else to do, I am going to spend some time making myself corporeal and rereading every single article that I can find about what happened to me the night that it happened, even if I've already read them 1,000 times.
Yeah. So I think you Mordred's assembled this collection, and probably it's one of the few things that you own, and he's sort of helped you do this. Give me a notice check. Let's see if you notice anything new, and that's going to be -2 as well. I should probably do more than that, but -2 will work. Okay. So as you're corporeal, and again, you're how do you avoid getting ectoplasm? Because even when you're corporeal, there's a little bit of that on these news. Tongs. So, okay.
That answer was ready.
Yeah, it was ready. So you're there, just and you know what? I think Donovan, I think these are like plastic tongs from like Chipotle or
Sure.
something? Okay.
Because we can always get more.
Yeah. So you're
The
picking-
collection of stuff from the Grubhub and orders that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I have a box of tools that are mine, probably because nobody else wants to use them.
Yeah, this is true. They're gross. So yeah, you're picking through. So you don't know who.
Although when he's corporeal, I don't think he sheds a lot of ectoplasm.
No, I think that physical contact, there's got to be at least a little though,
Okay.
like enough moisture that
I'm
you.
fine
you
with
know,
that.
It's not quite like a. It's not
I'd
an
already thought
episode
of
of
tongs.
Yeah, it's not an episode of Tides of Nurgle or anything. It's nothing like that. So you're there and you're flipping through this and you realize, for some reason, there's an article that has always stuck out to you as relevant, and you had Mordred clip it out, though it's not to do at all with your girlfriend or with your death. What it is, though, is a discussion about this specific drug dealing family. They are from somewhere in Latin America. They're the Cortez family, and it's Arnaldo Cortez. And it essentially talks about how he's this sort of in the limelight kind of playboy, and he's he's hanging out with all these rappers and like all these famous musicians and actors and all this stuff. But there was this moment where he was like a male model or something, and then suddenly his cover in male modeling was blown, and it was found that he apparently is some sort of important person around the drug trade. But for whatever reason, you're just fixating and fixating and fixating. And then you realize, wait a minute. You're looking there and it says something about one of the covers is this particular delivery service, right? It was delivering, part of the delivery situation with drugs. You remember this scene where you died as you were taking your last breath. The logo for that delivery service on a van parked about 4 cars away from where you died. And suddenly you're like, whoa, like that. It didn't hit you before. It was almost subconscious. The person who killed you had a ski mask on, so you don't really know. You don't know his face particularly well. You know his eyes. You'd know his eyes if you saw him again.
How was the delivery service affiliated with him, according to the article?
It was Mordred. What kind of delivery service was it? You tell me, James.
And this is to distribute drugs?
It was found to be distributing drugs, but that's not what it was publicly known for.
Right. I'm saying I was
Narco Express.
Florist.
Yeah, there you go. So it was a florist. It was the Freedom City florist, because everything is Freedom City. It's got to be. Everybody loves freedom. So it was a florist, yeah. So just to refresh everyone's memory, right? So you were there, essentially got in the way. Something had gone wrong, and there was this individual who just decided it was your day to die. And as you were dying, like, you remember him running that direction. For the life of you, though, you wish you could just get a little bit more light, just a little bit more vision, but the lights went out essentially before you could tell if he was running for that van or if he was just running away. But you remember as you faded, like you saw that logo.
And how is Cortez attached to that?
So
The drug service?
likely through the drug trade. Yeah.
So the drug trade was discovered to be affiliated with the
It was
florist?
essentially among many of his business interests, right? It was, the florist was one of them, one of his family's interests anyway.
Okay.
So the rest of the day goes by, and I think the time passes differently for Donovan sometimes, right? So he's kind of sitting there just sort of staring at these articles. And, this is
He probably gets lost in them,
yeah. So
turning every little facet over in his head.
yeah. Following morning comes without event, more or less. You Netflix and chill or whatever you do in the evenings. You wake up the following morning, get ready, back out on the street. I'm assuming you just head straight to the appointment, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that jumps out at you is Rocket. First of all, he sent to the group chat that he's running a little bit late.
Reply was stop shitting on the floor.
Nice. Okay. He mentions that he's picking up some components for the repair to this device, and he and Block's girl are collaborating on what components would work best at a downtown electronics store this morning. Anyway, so you leave. You arrive back at the door to the antique place. And go walking through. Again, it's like a giant sneeze just as Donovan passes through. When you arrive, it's super creepy because, kind of looking through the small windows in the wooden door there, and then the side window, you notice that the curtains are only half opened, but you see eyes looking back at you as you approach the door to knock, and the locks undo themselves, and the door opens as you approach. Madame Zara is there, and she is absolutely stunning in person. It's not just TV. Like, give me a spirit check, please, Mordred. Yeah, so you are overcome. She's just absolutely stunning, and you're bewitched immediately, like charmed 100%. Not to any spell effect, right? But just like socially. You're 2 minutes late, she says. And she smiles. You gave the name John, right?
Yeah.
James.
Or James Wilson.
James Wilson, yes?
That's me.
Please come in. Your friend can come in too, she says, looking right at Donovan. I'm assuming you're still invisible, being out in the antique mall, right?
Being out in the open, yeah.
She looks. Donovan, as you look at her, you notice her eyes are different. She's got these really weird, almost like white light rings, like if she were looking into a ring light, but there is no ring light. As she looks at you.
Ooh, you're good. And responding to her, just addressing Donovan directly.
Yeah. So she looks at you and smiles with this kind of knowing look, almost like the fact that good could have been overloaded. She kind of like guides you, puts her hand on your shoulder softly and guides you in, and closes the door. Shall we sit?
Sure, take a seat.
Would you like a spot of tea?
That'd be great.
So she calls out, Ty, please, a pot of tea and 2 cups. She looks at you and frowns, Donovan. I need to change the chill music to some creepy music because this is just not getting it for the psychic vibe here.
If Ty is her son and he sees me, I give a big smile and wave at him.
Yeah, he does.
Way to rub it in.
Yeah, he absolutely does kind of react to you as he sees you. Oh, that's super creepy. Cool. Ty told me of your problem. I did not believe him at first. I see now it was true. Please, what is your name, sir? She says to Donovan.
Donovan.
You may make yourself seen. You are among friends here.
Oh, go ahead.
You would not have made it through my wards if you had ill intent. Sadly, I cannot offer you tea, she says as she sits down. She sits down and like the sort of the smell kind of coming off of her, like she could offer, have some tea. How I think you like pour it all over the fucking floor. She smells really good too, Mordred. So I suppose we do not need to establish that you have a problem, do we? She smiles. But why would you Why would you find a haunting such as this so troubling? Look at him. He seems friendly enough.
Well, he can't be stuck to me forever. There's no way to go on.
I hear that many times.
My autonomy is limited.
So she,
And as far as I know, I literally mean forever.
so she takes a long match, like a long grill match, and swipes it, flares up. She lights an incense stick and then a couple of candles around the table, and she pulls off this what the hell, the little piece of fabric off of this crystal ball, and reaches across and pulls out a stack of cards from a drawer beneath the table as well and puts it down. To answer your questions, we may need numerous tools, she says. First, let me start with your hand. James, she says.
To me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was the name you gave her, James, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
John.
Oh, I was like, just, that was an alias. You can call me Mordred.
She looks at you oddly for a moment as she takes your hand into her soft, perfect, awesome hand, right? You're just like, oh my God, this is... And she gets very puzzled. Your lifeline is most unusual. She's like kneading your palm to try to see more of it, turning it over, and the sparse light that's in here as the curtains are drawn shut. I should have mentioned she did that. You have lived a very long time and seen many dreadful things. Oh, poor Mordred. Where do you come from? She says.
It's Britain now.
Oh. You hide your accent well. Why do you hide? Why have you hidden for so long? She says.
It raises a lot of questions if you're just around for a really long time and don't change at all.
Oh, I see. Yes, your life force is very strong. I can feel it. Even when I'm not touching you, she says. She swipes her fingers through the palm of your hand almost to like cast away that connection. She proceeds to open it pass out, starts dealing this tarot deck out. I see why he is drawn to you. Your life force is strong. He needs life force to stay here. She turns and looks at you. Tell me about you. What is your name, and where do you come from? And she holds her hand out. Allow me to touch you, she says.
I hold my hand out.
You think for a second as you're reaching out to grab her hand that you're going to feel flesh. And there's a sudden sinking disappointment as you don't. It just closes in and just kind of like passes through her hand. And she moves her hand as you kind of, to stay in touch with you. And she... And vapor comes out of her mouth. With her other hand, she turns over a card. It's the death card. And I don't know tarot, so I'm not going to do this because the fucking people on YouTube will be mean to me. So she turns over a series of cards. You died too soon. How pitiful the irony between the two of you. One who can't die, and one who can't live. You see a tear forming. Flips the next card over, and there's love there. Oh, and your heart is so broken, isn't it, Donovan? I have a diagnosis, she says. You are a revenant spirit. Your death was untimely, but it was more than that, wasn't it? She says to you.
I don't remember.
Do you not remember the gunshot?
I remember being killed. I remember dying. I remember my fiancée. I don't remember much else of my former life.
Oh, yes. You are like the child with the puzzle that's missing too many pieces. A willful child that tries to put it together anyway. I can help. We will need to meet frequently. Mordred, you're like, yeah. She's so hot. But I do think I can help. A revenant spirit, she says, kind of seemingly disconnecting from some of the more ethereal shit that she was doing. A revenant spirit is bound to this earth by two things, and two things alone. The first is the deed that happened to them, or in rarer cases, someone they love, that they feel they must get vengeance for. That will holds them here with great intensity. But, a light bulb may want to light a room, but it will not do so without electricity. So this is where your life force comes in. To solve your haunting problem, he must have his revenge. But it may surprise you at what that means. It may not simply be taking the life of someone who took yours. It could mean something much deeper. And as for you, the only way to help him and to disconnect him from you is to see through his revenge or provide him with more power. Every step he takes toward his revenge will infuse him with this power. She looks to each of you. How do you respond?
Oh, vengeance is one of my areas of expertise.
She looks at you severely. And perhaps one of the reasons for your long life. Do you not get bored or lonely, she says?
Surprisingly, not much, but yeah, a little bit occasionally.
Well, I suppose that your ghost friend is a happy accident, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple more happy accidents also back at the home.
So allow me to see what I can. She slides the crystal ball in front of her now. Take my hands. Let us see what we can see.
Oh, this could get weird.
Yeah. So you join hands. You don't touch Donovan frequently. In fact, I'm going to have to say probably almost never, and maybe never. But you're there, and you're sort of, his hand is kind of shimmering kind of inside of yours, right? And you're there.
He did he healed me after I almost died.
Yeah, there was that sensation for sure. Yeah, you're right. So as you join hands, her head goes down, and she just starts to gaze into this ball. And you're looking at it too, almost like, what the hell is she looking at? And you can see that the fire, the sort of reflection of the fire in the crystal is so strange compared to the way it really looks. And it almost starts to swirl. And you feel this really strange tingle as her eyes just light with the same sort of swirl of firelight. And her head goes back, and she says, "Lipstick Queen! Lipstick Queen! Lipstick!" Ah! And she lets go.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I saw water. What did I say? What did I say?
You kept shouting, "Lipstick Queen."
She looks at you strangely. Sometimes the spirits talk through me. They were trying to tell you something. I am tired. I got a headache. I can't go on. I can't continue. Give me a notice check, please. Oh, wow. Wow, what am I looking at? So you got Mordred. Okay, so you got yours, Wild Eye 5. Spectral Avenger, not so much. You're focused on her, right? You're really kind of noticing. You notice the boy leans. He's like watching through the curtain that blocks off the back room, and you see him push a switch on the wall. Slide a switch down. I mean, not push it, but like kind of like a dimmer, and the crystal ball kind of.
And it just dims. Oh, okay. What's your son doing back there?
My son? Yes, my son. He does all of the clerical work. He goes to college virtually.
Is he studying theater?
I'm sorry, he says. She says, No. He studies business.
Uh-huh. So a lot of this was convincing, but whatever he was doing there also throws some doubt on it.
I did not ask whether or not you believe me. I am performing the service that you have paid for.
Okay.
Speaking of which, we are finished here. He kind of rifles around, probably he brings out like a restaurant-style receipt on a restaurant-sized style folio and puts it down in front of you.
Pay the bill.
I will look forward to our next appointment, he says. She says to Donovan. She stands up. Goes back into the room, and the boy is there with the folio. You pay the bill. It's $5,000.
Well, this place is a ripoff, even if it is real.
You pay it anyway. You
Yeah.
tag. Okay, so you tag your card. Bing. Yeah, contactless. You get a receipt.
That's going to go through because all those accounts are frozen.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Actually, good point. So there's a payment problem. His expression darkens. Your card's not working. You try something else?
I didn't think it would.
What do you mean didn't think it would? Well, you want to pay cash? You got another card to try?
How long were we here? Like less than an hour to go through all this?
Oh, set up and all that. Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 45 minutes.
I will give you $200 for your time. This took less than an hour. I'm not paying you $10,000 a nanosecond for this reading.
This is the price of this counseling. You got insurance? We do accept most major insurances.
What are you billing at if a major insurance would pay you? Do they know what you do?
Did you not get something out of the session? I could overhear you.
You billing this as therapy?
This is therapy. It's counseling. It's spiritual counseling. You came in yesterday to the door saying you had a problem, and now you come in here saying you have a problem, and it seemed like up until that last bit where you got aggravated with the light show that you still had a problem that was about to get fixed.
Yeah,
so do you have insurance or do you not have insurance?
No, I don't. Don't do the light show if it actually looks like something is happening.
The light show in the crystals to help her get into a trance. She can't do it without the without the spinny lights. It helps our folk. Look, that's none of your business. We performed a service. So you got to pay up.
Yeah. The 200 I said right on the the table.
You throw the $200. All right. Well, I guess I'll be sending you a bill. You'll get an email. We can probably have a self-finance payment plan that we could put together for you. He says, since you can't take care of it with insurance. He takes the $200. Have a nice day. I do hope this helped you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
See your way out, please. He lets you kind of head out and close the door, and you hear him, Mom! Some kind of, as he's running back into the back room. So you leave.
Did that mean anything to you?
Nothing that I don't think we could have already figured out ourselves.
We're going to have to search lipstick queen on the internet. You know what that's going to get us?
I can imagine. And most of it is going to be less than useful. What did you notice in the back room?
What her son was doing? He was just messing with the lights. I figured it was probably part of their theatrics for what is generally rubes in here.
So another dead end.
Maybe. But it's odd considering all the other stuff, the actual strange stuff that was going on in the store.
She knew I was there. The son told her about our visit yesterday, I'm sure. I suppose it wouldn't take too much research to figure out that I had been killed.
Yeah. Was there, when she looked at you, was it like, did she actually hit the mark, or was it just like looking in the general area?
It was right. It was right at him. Although, where she was sitting, honestly, could have been. She was just looking at the chair that you weren't sitting in, really.
Well, I mean, like asking, like from Donovan's perspective, if when someone looks at you, if they make eye contact or something like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Or is it? Yeah. Or is she just like staring straight at his chest because like he wasn't already sitting down?
Dead in your eye sockets.
She seemed to be looking me in the eyes. But I leave footprints. If she's observant enough.
Well, this is, I guess, the best we have for now.
So you're kind of having this conversation. Where are you when you're having? You're kind of right on the heels of this. You're kind of walking.
Yeah, just on the way out in the hallway, and
yes.
So you see that old man as you're kind of walking along, talking to yourself. Same old man is coming back in with what appears to be a sandwich.
I'm the conversation's going on. I'm walking down the hall with hand gestures and everything, and there's no one there.
Yeah. Hey, fella. Hey, fella. He says.
What?
You doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm great.
Okay. He's looking around. Somebody's got to clean this floor, he says. He's looking down at the schmegma crust or whatever, on the ground there. You make your way out. And what do you do with all this weird, conflicting, information, not conflicting information, but conflicting feelings on how that went?
So we got a quest for some kind of vengeance. Not sure of the nature of it. She seemed to imply that just murdering everyone that did you wrong and probably might not solve this.
I plan to do that anyway.
Well, just more bodies in the pile doesn't make a difference to me.
What do you do? Where do you go?
Just wherever we can hang out on the boardwalk and discuss it.
So you're like walking, you're like a crazy dude on the boardwalk.
Yep.
You get some ice cream or something. You're sitting there like talking to yourself, eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're there, and you're jeans and combat boots and whatever, and your ice cream, having a conversation with yourself. Certain people obviously note you, but interestingly, there's a couple other people here, tweakers, talking to themselves, scratching the bugs.
I'll try and search news sites or something for the, Lipstick Queen.
Okay.
So I just don't get deluged with weird porn.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a notice check to represent your. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, wild die guts the 4.
Yay, okay. So you're looking around, and at first you Lipstick and Queen, you get this sort of the first hit is it talks about how there's this horrific lipstick that apparently caused some problems with a beauty queen, so like a pageant type person, and she had to have like horrific lip surgery, and it shows kind of some like before and after pictures, and this happened like 3 years ago or something. You're like, yeah, come on. You literally sit there and scroll all over, and after checking blog posts and coming across some, unfortunately, some pretty peculiar porn, you do find an entry where there was it's a registration, public registration record for a yacht.
I knew it.
That is called the Lipstick Queen.
Who owns it?
He asks over your shoulder.
Yeah. See if there's any stories that mention that.
Dude, thanks. So Ogre for Hire gifted a sub.
Hey.
Yeah, that's really nice. Thanks
Cool.
for doing that. We love you, man. Or whatever. Ogre. We love you, Ogre. So yeah, sorry, what was your question?
He's over my shoulder. He was looking for who owns that yacht.
Yeah.
No.
That's not exactly something that's easy to find. So you're going to need to get some registration records for that.
Or I was like narrowing the search for news stories with the Lipstick Queen and yacht and see if they mention like who, like this person was out on that yacht.
Yeah.
Whatever
Okay.
happened.
So I'm going to give you another. I don't have that fucking book out here, do I? No, I don't. I want you to use some technology skills. Is what I want.
Well, this is a research
Do
skill.
that. Yeah. Do research. Let's use that. And that's going to be. You're going to need a raise to nail it, but if you succeed, I'll give you something more.
Just a regular success.
You got bennies. You want to use bennies? You can.
I can throw ideas at him.
Uh,
A failure on the reroll is. Yeah,
It's
I'll
just
take the regular success.
Okay, you should take the regular. By the way, Ogre, that is awesome. Means a lot. Said that our Deadland stuff it helps them run their own games. That's really awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks. This is a special edition. Check this one out. This is about as weird and madcap as it gets on the channel. So, okay, so you you find a picture of it. Essentially, because again, this is a little kind of mid-future, right? So the search has gotten better. So Google, the image search actually brings back a picture. And then, yeah, you think, this rapper called Little Spank. who he's there and he's just got, super tattooed face and like cool dreads and all this stuff, but he's there, and there's a guy there that you would recognize as a very influential male model. Last name of Cortez. Standing on the bow of the boat, And as you kind of zoom in, you can see these pretty girls, whatever. But he's there with like this bottle of Dom Perignon, and they're just posing together.
So
And,
yeah, zoom in on the picture and show it to Donovan. He's over my shoulder, and it's like, any of this help?
That's the model who was outed as belonging to a cartel.
Really?
Yes. I was reading that article yesterday, and I happened to remember that there was a florist van 4 doors down the street from where I was killed. And that florist van was one of their front companies.
Oh yeah, cartels aren't known to be bloodthirsty assholes.
No.
Where's this guy now? And start looking into Arnaldo Cortez.
Yeah, so you start looking into Arnaldo Cortez. So you find so many pictures, articles, and references where, there's a model credit. I mean, it's just a sea of it. He had briefly a musical career, which was cringy at best. He did a bunch of collaborations, and he's just horrible, known for like this terrible auto-tune kind of stuff, You don't find anything about his current whereabouts. And just glancing at time here and knowing that we were supposed to start a bit earlier. So you hear the chime of email on your phone, Mordred. That email account you left open, right? So it's kind of active. Mm-hmm. And there's a message there from Madame Zara's business.
I wonder if they're mad about the billing. Go check it.
It is an invoice for $4,800, and we're going to stop the stream right here. We'll pick up in a future episode. So we're going to do these just for those who were watching. First of all, thank you guys for joining us on a Sunday. We're going to do these with all the different characters in subsets, sometimes solo, sometimes duo, whatever, just to kind of like take on that special edition sort of approach to tell more of their individual stories. So we will be back in, is it next Sunday?
Next Sunday is the regular game.
Yeah, next Sunday with a whole bunch here. You guys need to let me know if you're going to involve them in further research of this. And then, Tuesday, we're playing Knights Black Agents. So Byron's bringing us back to a vampire hell with that. And we are off on this Monday. It looks like August 8th for Deadlands is the next session. And again, I wanted to give a shout out to Ogre for Hire. Thank you for gifting us up. That means a lot to us.
Thanks.
And I'm glad you're getting some out of this stuff. I'm going to extend my ethereal middle finger and press the end stream button right now.